Hey folks, Harley Day Rider back at you once again on the lovely Harley Electric Glide 2011. Cruising down Route 844 in Washington County. Now why did I bring you out on this road, this 844? Well, very simply said, I wanted to tell you a story. Stories are always good, right? So, one time in my early childhood, we had an aunt that lived back this way. If you see my thumb back behind me. In a little town called Independence, PA. Now, we grew up and we lived in Washington, PA. And the funny thing about that was, one winter we were expecting to get a major snowstorm with snow drifts predicted as high as 3 to 4 feet. Now think of this, snowdrift on the road at 3 or 4 feet. Well, my mother really wanted to go see my aunt that day. There was something going on and we wanted to take a ride, or it was just a weekend. And on the weekend, this must have been, they just replaced a new bridge down here somewhere or something, a culvert or I don't know. So on the weekend, she really wanted to go. Well, my oldest sister was married at the time. And her brother-in-law was pretty sure-footed in the snow. He drove pretty well. I'll give him that. Everything else was a little bit weird with him, but nah, he's a good guy. So he wanted to, he said, don't worry. He said, I'll drive you out there. I can drive you out there and get you home safe and sound. No problems whatsoever. So we started talking about it. Well, they did. I was real young, so I didn't really have much of a say. But we knew we were going as a family. My dad was working, so he wasn't going with us. So my mother said, sure. Not mother-in-law, I was really young. I was too young to have a mother-in-law. I was probably 12. So she said, sure, yeah, that'd be great. I really want to go. I got some stuff I got to talk to her. I got something to take out there to her. So in the car, we get in the car and we head out all this way on this road. And a lot of people say these cameras flatten things out, but I'm going to show you some of these hillsides that we had to go up and down. And this right here is just a small little historical town. This is the town of, actually, that's not the name, that's the name of the house. Actually, this town is West Middletown. West Middletown. I'm just going to slow down and ride through here to show you some of these old houses. How old these places are. Like this one here is like, look at this brick house. This one here. Super nice houses. Just very old. Turn of the century type houses here. Because Route 40 used to actually be a horse road. It used to be horses, buggies. Wagon trains used to go up and down this road. It was dirt then, of course. But yeah, look at some of these places. Some of these places are actually falling over on themselves, but some of the people have actually restored some of these historical houses. That's why I just wanted to show you this as we're telling you this story. But again, it's West Middletown. If you look it up, look up West Middletown near Washington, PA. You'll find it on Route 40. That used to be a Tasty Freeze ice cream store. We used to stop here all the time for ice cream cones on the way coming home from my aunt's house. Alright, back to the story. So we drove out. It started snowing. There was some snow coming down. It was starting to stick, and my mother was getting pretty nervous. But the ride out here was just fine. It was no slippery roads. We had no problems whatsoever. And then we went out, we stayed for a few hours. You know, all the kids were outside playing in the snow, building snowmen, having a good old time. Like, look at these. I don't know if you can see these hills. How we're going up a hill now. So it's going way up there. Then the other side will go way back down the other side. My mother kept asking my brother-in-law at the time, kept saying, hey, do you think we're going to make it? And, oh, yeah, don't worry. We're fine. We're fine, you know. You got winter tires on the car, so we're good. No problem. So, off we go. So, we were there for, say, 3 or 4 hours. Started getting a little darker. When it gets dark, you can't really see the snow. I mean, the nice thing about snow is, I'll give you this. It does give you a little bit of it does illuminate a little bit more with the headlights because it's white. So we're driving, we start coming over this hillside. That part there wasn't too bad. Well, the wind was blowing across this way, across the road from that side to this side, the throttle side across to the other side. And it was, in fact, snow drifting. We got down to about the bottom of this hill right here. In this open patch, I'm going to show you this big open patch right here where there's no trees whatsoever. Right here. Take a look at this, folks. I call this the windy hill because right now I'm catching, you might not be able to hear it, we'll open this up, maybe you can hear the wind banging around. So the snow's drifting like crazy across here. This is all covered. It had to be at least, at that time, a foot high. And my brother-in-law's just driving through it. I mean, we were in the car. We weren't in a truck. We didn't have a snowplow. You know, we were in the back seat. You know, I think I was back here with my mother because my oldest sister's up front, you know, with her husband. I was in the back seat with my mother and probably my other sister. And we're like biting our nails. We are scared to death. So then we keep coming up, and that was that open patch. So you can see where this is covered more with vegetation. So the trees help to block some of the snow off the road. But then we got on top of this next hill, and the snow, it had to be 2-foot drifts. So he stops the car. We can't go any further. We have a half a tank of gas, so yep, we would probably freeze to death because we'd run out of gas. Little did we know, at that time, the governor declared a state of emergency. So we had, and I'm sure you have it in your state, we had what was called the National Guard. The Army National Guard came out with their excavators, with their backhoes, with their big dump trucks, and they actually started digging the snow off these roads, putting it in dump trucks and hauling it over another place and dumping it to get it away from this area. That's how much snow we had. Dump trucks full, folks. And I'm talking the big, I don't even know what they're called, tandem axle dump trucks or whatever they're called. The real big ones that the military uses. And they hauled all that out of here. Look at this joker here. Can you guys see this car passing down here? That's real nice. So anyway, there goes the trike. Wave at the trike. So anyway, they did work their way across and did get us out. We're lucky we didn't get fined because we didn't know if you're in a state of emergency, at least in Pennsylvania, you are not allowed on the roads unless you're a law enforcement, fire department, or a firefighter, if you're a volunteer firefighter, and you're going to a call, or if you're a an ambulance. You know, so those are the only folks that are allowed to actually go out here, get on the roads, and start motivating. So we could have got a pretty hefty fine, but you know, being we were already in our travels and we didn't know, that was way before days of weather band radio and weather alerts on the radio. You know, we were probably listening to the AM radio in the car. So but yeah, so that was pretty cool. This is the little town of Buffalo, or East Buffalo right here. Just a small little community. A few houses up there, probably mostly family members building next to each other. Oh well, so that's my story. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a true, very true non-fictional story. So it was you know, just growing up. We have different things growing up. So, and I'm going to give you another story here shortly, but we're going to cut this one off. So folks, take care. I'll talk to you next time. Harley Day Rider down and out, southwestern Pennsylvania. Bye-bye for now.